my name is Han, and I actually go to this school. So I attended the March for Our Lives rally way back in March, I think, at the State House, and I was convinced by a couple of my friends to come there, and I came there only just because, I don't know, I thought it was something on social media that was trending. But now that I have like a good look at it, and I can see like all the people affected by it, I'm really hit like deep by like how like harsh it is on those people. And since it is just something trending online, I know, how do you deal with sort of the shallow, it's like disconnect from the internet, like what's happening on the internet and what's happening in real life?
We deal with real life every day. Like, yeah, we're online a lot, but I mean, we're here and we're talking to people like you, and we do this every single day. Like, we're meeting new people, we're telling our truth, we're spreading these stories that we got around the country, and coming to places like, I've never been to Rhode Island before. I love it now, but like this is new. This is like the 38th state I've been to in the last 4 months now, and like our campaign this summer, Road to Change, went to more congressional districts than any presidential campaign in the history of our country. And the online presence is super important because we get to meet people like you, and you get dragged into it because it's a trending hashtag, and you get to just put it on your story, and it's cool for a second, but it also keeps the conversation going to the unlikely person that may not have been engaged before. And so it's a mix of this online information, like word jumble that we throw out there, right, with all these stories and all the things going on to keep the people engaged and informed, but it's also to just bring like these worlds together, that like people find. There's a headline, and this morning from our book tour event in Vermont, Alex Wind, our friend, did an interview, and he said he's going to Vermont to show people that he's real. And I thought about that while we've been doing this panel right now, because people like to think that this isn't real. They like to think that this issue isn't happening. When I was in North Carolina, I went up to counter-protesters at our event. There was like 8 of them, and we had like 4,000 people in the park, and so they were really annoying, playing really crappy music. And I went up to them and I was like, people are dying every day and we're trying to stop it. And he goes, when I said people are dying every day, he cut me off and said, prove it. And I looked at him like this. And I took out my phone and I went to the gun violence archive and I showed them all the places where people have been shot and killed in the last 24 hours. And then I showed him 48 hours, 72 hours. And I was showing him, I was proving it to him. I was giving him names, faces, stories, interviews, showing him that it was real. And he sat there, and he didn't apologize, but he sat there knowing he was wrong. And I saw the other people that were with him realize, maybe I'm on the wrong side of the street. And so it's a mix of engaging people online, engaging people in person, and just keeping the conversation going any way you can with the tools that you have. Because that's the real privilege that we all have, is we have our own circles, we have our own organizations, we have our own places where we go to school that we can use as these platforms to keep this important life-saving conversation going.